Today, 18 January 2026, Sierra Leone commemorates its first National Remembrance Day, a day that citizens are encouraged to use to honor survivors and victims of the Civil War and also to make a pledge of never again. I often say that my dad started dying when the rebels chased him and his colleagues out of Sierra Rutile in January 1995. For about 2 days, they were in hiding and trying to get their way to Freetown. And they eventually got here via sea. And it was a very traumatic experience for them, and it really showed in my dad's behavior over the next few months. The following month, our friend Abubakari Tarawali, ABT Major, was ambushed and killed outside of Freetown. And really, those two events were the events that opened our eyes to the war. And this was like 4 years in. But living in Freetown and not experiencing it, we didn't really take it as seriously as we should have. So the following month, my sister left, and we were here for another few months, and we realized that, my dad was really suffering here. He needed to be away for a bit. So we went to the Gambia for a couple of months. And I remember when we arrived, it was the day before Good Friday. And my mom's luggage didn't arrive, so she couldn't go to church. And I didn't want to go to church. And my dad, who never went to church, was the one who wanted to go. So he went by himself. And I remember him coming back and telling us about the service and how moved he was by it. And it was the first time of 2 times that I actually saw my father cry. Like, he was that moved, but I'm sure it was obviously because of the experience as well that he had at Sierra Leone. So I left Sierra Leone in July of 1995, and in 1997, so between 1997 and 1999, like a lot of other families, my parents and my grandma left, and they went to Guinea first and then the Gambia. But they were back here by January 6, 1999, when the rebels invaded Freetown. And again, it was another traumatic experience for them as well as for us, because we were outside, but we couldn't reach them. So we didn't even know if they were alive. And we were getting stories about Freetown or being on fire, and the whole of Congo Cross having been flattened. So, us not being able to reach them was just devastating for us as well. Eventually, we spoke to them, and we thank God that they survived, they made it. But so many others didn't. A lot of people suffered a lot during that period. Today also was my dad's birthday, so it's extra special for me. And he would have been 85 today. So I'm using the day to honor him, to honor my friend ABT Major Abu Bakari Tarawali, who I often think about, and to honor all the others who also suffered loss during that period. Some people lost their lives, some lost their limbs, some lost their dignity, they lost opportunity, they lost security, peace of mind. A lot of people survived, but at a cost. And we're seeing the effect of that today in Sierra Leone. So I pray that as a nation, we continue to have peace, and that we truly learn from what it was that caused the war in the first place. Today, we see behaviors that were causes of that war, and we don't want a repeat of that. We pray that those people whose actions seem like they're going in that direction, that they stop and think and reflect and say never again. We don't want anything like that to happen here again. We need peace in order for us to develop. Violence is definitely not the answer. Dialogue is. I thank you all for listening.